Alan Balthrop. The microphone is always on. The microphone is always on. Alan Balthrop.
I'm here to tell you tonight we've been lied to. Toastmasters for years has told us that the scariest thing in the universe is to stand right here and give a speech. It's not true. The scariest thing in the universe is to stand in an empty, soundproof room with a microphone. To the radio and television broadcasters of the world, the fact that you can do your job countless times correctly and never be noticed doesn't bother you. What keeps you awake at night is the certain knowledge that the one time you make a mistake, you will be immortalized on YouTube. Because there is but one law in professional broadcasting, and that is that the microphone is always on. And if the microphone is on, someone's recording you. Tonight I'm going to teach you to be a perfect professional broadcaster by giving you actual examples of people who work. First thing you want to do if you want to be the perfect professional broadcaster is to speak slowly. Speak slowly. You do not want to trip over your own words. It's very embarrassing to announce that you work for Indiana's first broad chasing station. Speaking slowly also allows you to get the correct syllables in the correct order, especially if you're on a top-of-the-hour newscast and say, "The rumor that the president had vetoed the bill reportedly came from a high white horse souse." Speaking slowly, infinitely important if you're a traffic reporter and you've been called upon to read a live 10-second commercial for a brand new miracle product that cures hard, poor corns. I don't have to tell you what happened, do I? Number one, speak slowly because the microphone is on. The second thing you want to do if you want to be the perfect professional broadcaster is to engage your brain. Think about what you're doing, people. If you're reading from a teleprompter, don't just lock your eyes to your mouth and take a holiday. Don't do it. Because you might get it right. Teleprompter guys don't screw it up. The body was found with the arms and legs dismembered and tied into a sack floating in the bay. I'll be back with more sports in a moment. Engaging your brain, also important if you're on the air and somebody comes running in that door to hand you a piece of breaking news. Now this just in, the governor had been ill for quite some time, and this illness was caused by his death. Well, we tried to reach him, but we were told at the executive mansion that he is away at present on a little vacation. Now, another thing you're not allowed to do is open up the door and cuss out the guy that handed that to you. Why? Because the microphone's on. Engaging your brain, very, very important, especially if you're a weather reporter. You know how hot it gets in Texas, where we get that 105, 106, 107 for about 4 months? The forecast on days like that is not sunny and hot today, high in the mid-100s. So engage your brain. Third lesson, think fast, because politicians forget that the microphone is on. Lynn Woolley discovered this in 1978 when he was covering the trial of a county commissioner accused of corruption. The county commissioner did not like the fact that there was a gaggle of reporters right outside the room waiting for him, and he announced to them, "Y'all are just a bunch of smart farts," and walks out. Now that word was not the polite word. It's not profane in the traditional sense, but it's certainly not a word we don't want to use in this room. And you certainly could not say it on the radio in 1978. But Lynn Woolley was due on the air in less than 5 minutes for a live report from that courtroom. And when his time came, he very accurately told his audience, upon seeing reporters, the commissioner acknowledged their intelligence, but indicated they had gas. Third lesson, think fast. lesson is specific to everybody who thinks they could be a sportscaster. You think you can call football as well as Brad Sham? If you decide to do this, remain calm. Remain calm even if you're calling college football. In the Deep South. In November. And the score is tied with 28 seconds to go. It looks like a pass. It is a pass. Intercepted by Javorski, number 22. He's going to the 10, to the 20. He's going. Look at that son of a run. Did you notice there was a word I didn't use there? The Supreme Court of the United States has put that into a group of words that you are not allowed to say on the radio. Google will be happy to tell you what they are after the contest. The fine for using that word, one of those words, is $550,000. A few miscellaneous things as we close. The national anthem of the United States is not the Star-Spangled Banner. If you are broadcasting from the Metropolitan Opera, and a very important woman comes into the stadium and the room rises as one to see where she places herself in the audience, all eyes are not on her as she picks her seat. And finally, and most importantly, if you're going to call into an internationally famous talk show and you wish to express an opinion that is different from that of the current government of Cuba, you are not a member of any anti-castrate forces. Unless you're running for president. And someone you thought was a political ally disliked your speech and wanted to perform that particular surgery on you. Now, I'm not going to name who said that because Mr. and Mrs. Jackson already did. But young Jesse should have known better because he knows that the microphone is always on and that when he's talking, somebody's recording him. Madam Contest Master, floor yours.